fans, we are here and we are not playing Shadespire and we are in front of the camera, which I've forgotten how to do.
Yeah.
But here we are and we're going to try something a little new for us today.
What's that?
Certainly new for Pete. Pete has not played the game we're going to play today. I have played a couple of test runs and we are going to play Star Wars Legion. I've been talking about this game for quite some time ago. Oh, shall I get a copy? Shall I get a copy? And then
it was always going to happen.
It was inevitable.
It was
an inevitability that I would get a copy. I don't know where to put this now. I'm going to put it down.
Just hold it. Right, you keep talking.
Okay. And so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to run through the sort of tutorial game for you, Pete. So I'm going to teach Pete how to play.
I've never played it
as
before.
we go.
I'm a complete noob.
So he's not really. You don't really know masses about the Star Wars universe.
I'm not
a big Star Wars fan, which is a bit weird.
The Agents of Sigmar averages out to average Star Wars fans because I'm not much of a massive Star Wars fan overall, and you're a massive Star Wars fan.
Oh yeah, well I'm not.
So
I'm not
kind of in the middle.
Fervent, frothing at the mouth Star Wars fan, but I do like the franchise. My boys like the franchise, so we've played this at home and we've enjoyed it. So I'm hoping I'm going to show Pete why it's a good game, and we might compare it to another science fiction tabletop game and see how it compares. See if Pete likes it more or less. I'm going to go for less.
Well, you never know.
I will say that I like certain elements a bit more. Actually, what I like most about it so far is that there's obviously not very much of it available, so it's very.
That's true.
You can play with pretty much what there is.
Unlike certain other systems which may have a multitudinous supply of models and
like
factions to play from.
40,000
40,000 seems like 40,000.
So that's why I quite like it. But there are other neat mechanical things in there that I like too. So we'll show you those. And I think we haven't really got anything else to say. We might as well crack on.
Yeah. So we're gonna run through a few of the game mechanics for you in a minute, and then we shall dive into the game.
Okay. Bye. Right then, AOS fans, we're back, and I'm just going to give Pete a quick run through of how to play Star Wars Legion. So let's pop that bit out of the way, the box there. So the first thing, Pete, is our turn marker, which is here. So this game, funny enough, uses turns.
Yeah.
And anybody who's familiar with Fantasy Flight games will see these dial markers that they use in nearly all their games, and basically this just turns around each turn. That's all it does, and I can't do it on camera. There we go. I can't do it on camera. I always have that problem. And there we go. So that just turns around like that, and there are 6 turns in the game, and that's all that does. So that's the turn marker, and one of us will be in control of the turn marker each turn, which it makes a small difference, but not a very big difference. And we will each take 4 units. On each turn, we will take turns moving units, but which person starts moving, it depends on what orders you give your troops. So there are 4 orders, and I'll probably get Pete to flash these up a little bit better on the thing, but there are 4 orders in the basic game. There are 4 orders. In a standard game you have 7, but in this basic game you have 4, and at the beginning of each turn you choose the one you want to use. And some of them, so at the top of here you can see there are spots, and that is how quickly the orders resolve. So if you play the 1 spot one, which is ambush, then you will be the first person to pick. You will go first, assuming your opponent doesn't also pick ambush. If your opponent also picks ambush, then you have to have a roll off. Okay. So if you picked ambush and I picked push, then you would go first. But the difference is, ambush, you can only choose 1 unit to give orders to, and push, you can choose 2 orders, and assault, which is the penultimately fast one, or the next, but almost slowest one, allows you to move 3 units. And the standing orders is the standard one, and that is just 1 unit. And you get this one back at the end of the turn. It's the only one you get back. So once you've used each of these cards, they're gone. Okay. So you've got 6 turns. You've got 3 uses of different ones. This one you can use as many times, standing orders. So you're going to end up using that one twice, 3 times. 3 times, even. Yeah. Right. Throughout the game, and that will go last. That's a 4 spot card. Yeah. So if you use that now, when I say you can move 3 units, that's slightly disingenuous, because what it actually enables you to do is you use these movement tokens here, and there's 1 for each type of unit you have. So these triangle ones are your standard troops. these are special troops, and this one is your commander. And when you pick one of your command cards, so this one is standing orders, 1 unit, you will choose one of these. So if we look at the ATRT here, I'll put that counter next to it. That has an order already, because I picked the card meant I could use 1 unit. So basically, when it's my turn, I can choose to move that one at any time when it's one of my turns to move a unit. The other ones will go in a face down pile or in a bag. I can only, these are actually Imperial ones, and this is a Rebel ship, just to confuse matters, but I can only pick them at random.
Yeah.
So in this small game, it doesn't make much difference.
No.
But it does make some difference. So if I picked assault, which means I could show 3, I could know exactly what I was going to move each time. Because I know what this one was. But otherwise, I have to pick one at random. So I might say, right, I'm going to move. I'm not going to move this guy because I want to save him until you've moved somebody in range or something.
Yep.
And I'm going to pick, and I've got my commander. So now, if I was the slightly confusing, because I say I've mixed up the cards, but this is an Imperial one. So I've got to move my commander. I have to move Darth Vader. I have to do something with Darth Vader. And then I do my thing with Darth Vader, and then it will be your turn. And then you would either choose one you'd already given orders to, or you pick one at random and move yours, and then the next turn I could pick this one if I wanted, or pick one of the final 2.
Makes sense.
So if you pick the troop one, you can move either of the troops that haven't already, any of the troops that haven't already moved. That's that. Now, when it comes to moving, there are 2. You basically use these measuring sticks. These are proprietary, and they come with the game. And there's a 1, a 2, and a 3, and you can see those because they have little markings on them, 1, 2, and 3 on the end there. But you can also tell because they're different sizes. On your cards, each unit will have a card. Now, I'm trying to find Darth Vader's card, which of course I put down. Each unit has a card that goes with it. So this is Vader's card, and Vader here is his movement. He has a movement of 1. If I use the 74 Z speeder bikes, they have a movement of 3. And so for Vader, I would use the 1, and for the speeder bikes, I would use the 3. So the way they work is that they have this has a little curve in it, which is the same mark as the base, and you put that up, nestle it up close, and move it like that. Now, I'll just move this out of the way. For a standard foot person, whether it be in a unit or in a infantry or just a leader on his own, you can move it anywhere you like. So you can move it forwards, backwards, whatever angle you like. For a vehicle, these ones move 2. You may only fit that in there like that, or like that if it's reversing, but it can only reverse 1, regardless of what its movement is. You can only fit that in there, so you can't just move it sideways that way. It can only go that way, but they are hinged. So you can turn it, it will go around to 90 degrees. So you would move it like that and put it in there like that.
Funky.
Yeah, so that's quite cool. I think I quite like that. So these are the same, except of course it doesn't really matter for a 1 person because you can move it anywhere in that range. But in theory, you could curve him like that and put him like that. But it's slightly less relevant for a person on his own.
Yes.
Now, if you're moving a unit, firstly you have to maintain unit coherency, which means everything has to be within 1 movement range of the leader. So this guy here is the leader, which you can't really see very well there. He's white, but he's got a pole droon on him, so he is the leader. So everybody has to be within 1, and so it can be up to here.
You can get quite spread out.
Yeah, you can get quite spread out on this. And then when you actually move him, what you basically do, Stormtroopers move 2, I think. Let's say you were going to move him to there, like that. All you have to do, you don't have to do any more movement than that. You just have to make sure that within 1 movement range are the rest of his troops.
So you could theoretically have someone going from over here to suddenly be over there.
As long as they maintain coherency. As long as they maintain this coherency, which he doesn't, or he does now, then you're okay, and that's all you have to do for movement. So it's quite quick in that respect. So that's the movement. Combat, we have to go back to our cards. So if we have a look at the Stormtroopers, classically can't shoot at barn door, but they have These are your combat things here. It's got E11 blasters. So this attack here is their range attack, and this attack here is their melee attack. They're unarmed, and you can see there's a little diamond there, a little white diamond there, a little black diamond there, and that relates to the dice that you use. So for attacking, you might be using black diamonds, or you might be using white diamonds, and you could be using the red diamonds, and they have different probabilities of hitting. So the black diamonds have 1, 2, 3 blank sides. I won't go into the full details of what all the symbols mean now. So they are slightly, they have 50-50 chance of hitting more. So these white ones have 6 blank sides. So you've got very little chance of hitting, or much less chance of hitting if you're using a white dice, whereas the red ones only have, I think they only have 1. So you've actually got a much greater chance of hitting. And there are 2 types of hit. There is a solid hit and a kind of not solid hit.
Partial hit?
That's a critical. This is a bit confusing. That's a critical, and that isn't. And criticals discount cover and things like that. I'll explain when we come to it. I'll explain what they do. Yeah. But you want those more. But at the end of the day, they just convert into the same type of hit as those.
There's one on there that is a different symbol.
Yeah,
again.
that is called the surge. And if we look at the anatomy of the card, these guys have 2 types of surges. Not everybody does have 2 types of surges. If you get the surge, it goes to a hit. If you get the surge, it goes into a defense.
Right.
Because each combat unit has a defense dice as well. So these speeders that I just showed you have white dice. The white dice are really quite poor. They only have 1 surge and 1 defense. So some things, if they don't have a defensive surge, you've literally only got a 1 in 6 chance of saving them. Yeah. Whereas those ones, I think, are 50-50.
Okay. No,
better than 50-50. Yeah,
4 and 6.
4 and 6, and are there any other? No, there are black defense dice. So that's it. So you're looking at white defense dice are poor, and red defense dice are a little bit better. That, in a nutshell, I think, is the game.
Okay. So how does shooting range work?
Oh yes, thank you, Pete. This here is the proprietary ruler. It comes in pieces. Now I have to say, my son snapped one of these pieces off. I had to stick mine partly together. But that has, you can't see it in shot, but that has a range 4 range sections, ruled sections. So there's a ruled section there. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And that's 4. So that's the rule sections, and under the sort of weapon description it has 1 to 3 here, so you basically can shoot from here to here, 1 to 3. That's your range of your weapon.
Makes sense.
Some weapons have a minimum range, so some like this actually, the laser cannon that it has in the basic game is 2 to 4. So once you get within 2, I can't shoot you. And I think that in a nutshell is it. Cover's a bit strange in this game. If I have this situation where I've got these guys behind these barriers and shooting at the stormtroopers, both sides get cover, so you get the same cover as I get, which I think is odd.
That is a bit odd. You'd think if you were close enough to the barrier, you wouldn't. The other side wouldn't afford cover then.
Well, exactly, but no. Well, and if you touch the cover, if you touch the barrier, you don't get cover. So if your leader is touching the barrier, this is the leader here, the guy with the binoculars. If he's touching the barrier, you don't get cover.
Makes no sense.
Which means that I could shoot you without getting the penalty, because there's a penalty for you being behind cover.
That is a bit weird.
It is odd, because I mean, there'd be no point ever building a castle if that was the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing to hide behind. So slightly odd that, but it's the same for everybody, I suppose. So I guess there are some arguments over who might be behind cover. I guess for cover, you measure from the leader, and you have to be able to. If you can't see all of the model, all of more than half the models, the unit counts as being in cover.
Okay. And when do you measure firing from? Do you just measure all shooting from the leader?
Everything from the leader.
Okay. So are you basically aiming from leader to a squad member, or is it always leader to leader?
I think it's the Imperial measures from the stormtrooper unit leader. The closest rebel trooper in the enemy unit determines that the enemy is in range 2. So it's the closest.
So it's just the closest model. It's not half the models or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
No. So I think that will do for a run through. So the principle of it is basically it's we each move a unit in turn depending on what orders we've given, and then we move according to the movement devices, and we have range according to the range ruler, and all our dice are custom dice. I think that's. And
then Darth Vader comes along and goes, I'm going to force choke everybody.
One thing I will say, actually, just as a little tactic for you, is that the game's been designed so that the leaders are really tough.
Yes. Well, it's Darth Vader. I mean,
Exactly. And one other thing I should have said is on each turn, each activation. So you do your orders and then you activate. When you activate a unit, they get two. They can do two things.
Right.
So they can move and shoot, or move and attack, or they can move and aim, or move and dodge.
So it's move and something.
Yeah. Or they can move and move. Move is the only thing they can do twice.
Yep.
I'll explain what aiming and dodging does in the game, I think.
Everything else is 0 to 1 times, and movement is 1 to 2.
Yeah, except there are some exceptions on cards, on each of the thingy cards. So Darth Vader has his own special relentless. After you perform a move action, you may perform a free attack action. So some cards have free actions.
So he could move, attack.
Yes, which is good for the single guys, obviously.
Yes.
Because they are on their own, so it's good for them. And he only moves one, so it's quite handy that he can effectively charge.
Get a bit more of a double moving.
Luke can do it too, and he moves twice.
Cool.
So Pete and I just need to decide who's going to play which side, and then we'll set up for this trial game.
And we'll see you in a minute.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
We're back. This isn't Shadespire.
No, there's no hexes in sight. We've got some round things here. Yeah, so we've done a quick run through for you, which you've seen, and Pete is under the impression he knows how to play. So we're going to crack on now.
I feel I've been lied to.
Yeah, well, you know.
Anything to win.
Yes, it's very important I win this tutorial game.
So we've set up an iron being the rebels.
Yeah, this is the standard setup for the learning game. It just has a few barriers in. The barriers don't actually, in the learning game, Pete, the barriers don't take any movement penalty. They would do in the real game. Obstacles do take some movement penalty in the real game, but they don't in this. You could just jump straight over them, which makes the flying things here a little bit less good because they would...
Normally you want their manoeuvrability to be able to zoop around.
Exactly. Without further ado, we need to pick our orders for this turn. I picked mine there.
I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to use this one.
Okay. And then we reveal, and I chose standing orders and you chose standing orders. Now, in this game, in these circumstances, we've both chosen the one that's for number 4 on the order of play. Yeah. So we have to roll off. The way you roll off is that the person who has the counter,
which is me, because I'm the rebel,
rolls a red dice, and if you get a triangle like that, as you can't see, if you get a triangle, then you go first, and if it's not a triangle, then I go first, like this. So that is a triangle, so you get to go first. Or you get to make the first move. So standing orders is 1 unit. So here it says 1 unit. So you can choose one. We can both choose one counter. I'm going to put it on my bikes, speeder bikes.
So I know that you are picking them.
Yeah, well, you will move everything in a go.
Yes.
The advantage, I suspect probably in the main game, in the full game, it probably makes more of a difference. The main advantage is that you will choose. You can choose exactly when to move.
I shall put
first. You can
over here on my dirt.
Because you can imagine if you had 7 or 8 units.
Yes.
There are things there will be things you want to move before others.
Definitely. So I get to go first.
And the rest, the counters go face down and then muddled up, and then you just pick one at random.
Okay, so I'm going to pick a random one. Because I don't want to move that dode. So I'm going to pick this one. It's
Luke.
It's
the commander. So Luke moves 2. So you need the 2 movement dice. So that's right. So that goes there, and then you actually turn it over so that you know that you moved it.
Right. So he can move and then he can shoot, but he's not got range for that. Or he could move and he could dodge, or he could move and move. Now he moves 2, so I'm just going to move him the 2. Death or glory or cake. And for the second part, I shall dodge.
Okay.
So there's a dodge token. There's got to be a dodge token.
There is a dodge token. There you go. There's a dodge token.
There we go. A little green dodge token there.
Yeah. Luke is quite good because he has deflect.
If you spend a dodge token, I gain.
Oh yeah, you do
that
dodge.
Thing.
Sorry, yes.
So that's me. So now it's on to you.
Yeah, me. I'm going to pick a random 1, 2, and I picked Vader. Exactly. So I think Vader is going to go this way. He's actually going to do it twice because old Wheezy doesn't move very quick.
Have you heard him? The guy's got like the worst asthma in the world.
With him, and he has no tokens on him.
Okie dokie, so my second one, I'm going to pick another oh actually no I'm not, I'm going to go for Vader. I'm going to shoot at Vader. Can you pre-measure in this game?
Yes, you may pre-measure.
Excellent. So I'm going to pre-measure because my attert is going to be hopefully blasterizing. Now, when you measure, do you measure from the base, the model? Somewhere in the vicinity?
Yes, you do. You measure from the Stormtrooper unit leader, it says.
Okay.
Doesn't actually say, so it looks like, it doesn't have a slightly curved bottom, it looks like it's the base in this picture.
Okay. So, in this case, I am well within range, whichever, but if I measure from the base, he's well within the 4.
Weezy's going to be obliterated by the time he gets there. Maybe I need to lay down some covering stormtroopers. Too late.
The covering stormtroopers. Jump on top of me! Could he just force carry them in front of him like a wall?
He should be able to, shouldn't he?
Should. He's Darth Vader. He should be cinematic. Okay. So the Attert fires 2 black and 1 red, I believe. Has a range of 2 to 4. And he is inside my front arc. Okie dokie. So I roll 1 red and 2 black ones. And all d8s. Oof. So that's a red hit and a black
surge.
Crit.
A black surge. So the surge on yours is a crit surge, I think. So the surge is.
So there's that on there.
Yeah, that's the surge. So that symbol turns into a crit.
Okay, so because that surge turns into a crit, so that's 1 hit and 1 crit.
So his defense dice is a square thingy. So is it 2 hits?
Yep. So you roll 1 for each hit, or is it you just roll a set amount of defences?
You roll 1 for each hit.
Okay, so it tells you what you roll for a dice, and then you roll one of those dice.
So next to your wounds, which is on Luke's card where it says 6 and 3.
Yep.
In green and yellow, that's your defense dice.
I see. Okay, so you roll 2 reds, and for each triangle, I guess it's something saved.
So it's 1 triangle and a surge, but Vader doesn't have any surges, so I take a wound token, which I'm going to put showing there. Is there? Yeah, because he has no surge.
Oh, I see. So
he has no surge.
Okay, so
if I had a defensive surge, that would
reflect it back as well.
That would be a save, but he doesn't have surge at all.
So as you don't, that doesn't even count as a regular save.
No, it's nothing.
Okay.
So that's 1 wound on Vader. So I put a wound token on my card. So he's down to 7.
Oh. Oh dear. So and for this guy, I turn that over.
Yes.
You were meant to shoot him a lot more.
Well, one's better than nothing. Literally.
By the very definition.
So I'm going to pick one.
Oh my god!
And it's a trooper.
So this is again, you're deciding to not move your
I'm not moving my bikers over there.
Okay. The leader.
I'll do.
And then everybody else moves within
one
of that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And have you got the range? I don't think I'm in range.
Do. What's your range?
3.
3?
From the leader.
Oh yes, from the leader, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's to there where my thumb is, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so no, okay, so they can't do anything, so they
go on dodge?
They have done their thingy, they're going to go on dodge, that's a very good point, thank you. And any tokens you have, if you haven't used them by the end of the turn, then they all disappear. You can't aim. You can't move and aim and then use your aim at the beginning of the next turn.
I see. So you really want to do an aim and a shoot in that situation. So I possibly should have done that with my Attert, because I didn't move it.
Oh yes, you probably should have done. Sorry,
That's right.
My mistake. I should have pointed that out.
Well, I think I knew that, so it's my own fault. Okay, so on my turn, I'm going to randomly pick one. I wonder what it could be. Oh, it's one of my troops. Okay, I'm going to move these guys over here.
Okay.
So they move 2. We're not using terrain in this one, are we? So
you can either
I'm just going to move that out of the way a minute.
That's what I should have done with the stormtroopers.
So that moves to there, and then the other guys move within 1 of that. Okay, and then for their other action, they're going to shoot to rise.
Okay.
So they have a range of 1 to 3, so they can all reach. Now, is there anything stopping me shooting at old Darth Vader there?
No, you can shoot whoever you like.
It's not going to be particularly cinematic if I shoot Vader down with a load of rebel troopers, so I'm going to shoot at your stormtroopers.
You won't shoot him,
No, I mean, he's got 6 wounds left anyway.
And they're not very good.
No. On my rebel trooper card, it says range 1 to 3, and I have a black triangle, so will I roll 1 for each?
You roll 1 for each.
Okay, so we've got 3. Okay, so I'm going to roll 5 of these. So I've got 1.
So you've got 1 surge. I don't know what their surge is for attack. You may not have one. Oh, that was a steaming pile of nothing.
So I rolled a surge,
Is it only a defensive surge? Yeah, they only have a defensive surge.
Okay, so
that's nothing.
Just one surge, and that doesn't convert to an actual hit.
Yeah, so you do nothing.
You weren't lying.
Yeah. And for my final turn, I'm going to take my last counter and put.
It's not your final turn, then?
No, my final.
The penultimate round.
My penultimate. I'm doing that thing again. And my third and final turn. So I'm going to go this way. I quite like the movement, I have to say.
Well, it's faster.
Yeah.
There's not individual model movement and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like some systems.
So if I could have the range ruler, please.
You may not. You can only choose to miss. So again, from your leader, range 3, which is here, so you've got plenty of range on that one.
Plenty of range. So I don't think it's worth a dodge. So I'm going to have a shot. So I have 5 shots, and I use my stormtroopers. Use white dice.
Oh god, they're even worse than the black ones, aren't they?
Yes, they're pretty terrible.
Oh my word.
But they do have surge.
If you roll certain results, do they just fall over?
So I've got 1 critical so far. And 1 hit.
Okay.
So the critical, you've got you haven't got a dodge or anything like that, so that doesn't make any difference at this point. So if you had a dodge token, you couldn't have used that against the critical, but you could have
used it against the hit.
The hit. Right. Similarly, if you were behind cover, you could have used it to. The critical would have negated the cover.
Yeah.
So I've done 2 hits. So you have 2 saves.
2 white dice.
The white dice are terrible.
Yeah, I've got a 1 in 6 chance. I think I could roll a surge.
2 in 6 because I think your surge is okay.
Yeah. So I've got a 1 in 3. Oh, one of them.
So 1. So otherwise you've lost a troop.
Is shooter-rated.
Yeah.
What?
That's it. I win. First blood. Didn't tell you that bit, did I?
Boo.
That's the end of my turn. I'll turn that over.
Okay.
Well, the end of my activation, I think they're called.
So that's my 4th activation. I'm going to charge. And I get the other guys.
Okay.
So he goes over to here. That should put me in range. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's then moved, and then I'm going to shoot at the guys across the way.
Hello.
I'm going to shoot your guys.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot across.
Okay, so I think these guys have cover. I think more than half of them are covered.
They're all covered by my leader's point of view. So.
Okay.
Right, so as that's light cover, that negates 1 hit. So I roll 5 black dice, and I get 1 hit, which gets negated, and then 2 more. 1 surge, which doesn't convert to anything.
No.
Boom. Okay, that's them done. I switch that over.
Okay. So my final turn, I'm going to move my speeder bikes.
Speeder bikes.
And they move 3.
3 hacks.
Now they have a range of 3, and they have fixed front cannons, so they can only shoot forward. So I'm going to turn slightly because they will have a firing arc. Put them like that. More astute amongst you will notice that I stuck the blades upside down on one of them, which I'm sure I meant to do completely. So they have a blaster cannon, so I'm actually just going to shoot the rebels behind Luke since he's got his deflect token on.
Oh, yeah.
So I roll a white dice, a black dice, and a red dice.
Is that for each?
Yes. It is.
Good thing I'm here.
It is. It's a good job you're teaching me how to play.
And next week we're going to do shoelaces. So 3 hits.
So 3 hits, nothing much else.
Meow, meow, meow.
I feel like that was unlucky, but I've absolutely no idea what the odds are.
Okay. So I roll 3.
You roll 3
white dice. And surges become blocks as well. So. Oh, just the 1. So 2 dudes dead.
In the full game, they have suppression, which is when you start to take casualties. If you go over your suppression limit, which is on your card, then you start to take you start not to be able to do so much. I think you only do 1 action per turn rather than 2.
Oh, okay.
That is the conclusion of the first turn. So then you turn the dial on 1. Bing! And pass it over to me, and we have to pick our orders.
All our tokens go away and stuff. Okay, so then we have to pick an order. So again, because I used the 4.1 like you did, that means we keep that in the hand.
But the 4, at the end of the command phase,
but the 1, 2 and 3,
they will be
sorry,
gone.
the 1, 2 and
1, 2 and 3, yeah. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yep. Okay, well I picked push.
I picked assault.
So I've got 2 and that means I get
You get to go first. Woo. But I get to pick 3 units.
And we've losed, that's awesomest English. We lose those cards after this.
Those cards are gone, that's it now.
Okay, so I picked 2 that I want to activate.
I picked 3 that I want to activate, which in this game is slightly irrelevant.
So now I go first.
You do, because you used the 1.
So what does aiming do?
When attacking a unit, may spend aim tokens to reroll up to 2 attack dice for each token spent. Okay. I will say that Stormtroopers have the precise skill, which means they can spend an aim token and reroll one additional dice. So I can reroll 3 dice. You have nimble, which means you don't lose dodge tokens. Your Rebel Troopers have nimble.
Oh yes.
Which means they don't lose dodge tokens after using it, or they get 1 back.
Okay, I'm going to pick a random token. Which is, oh surprise, one of my troopers. So I'm going to put it on these guys here, I'm going to activate them first. So they're going to aim and then they're going to shoot.
Okay.
So that's 4 of them with black. And I'm going to shoot at the stern troopers.
Okay. So you pick up a dodge.
Oh, 2 surges.
But you don't have surge.
No, I don't.
You can re-roll 2, don't forget. So you've got 1 more to roll.
1 more to roll. That's another hit. So that's 2 hits.
You can re-roll.
And I'll re-roll the 2 surges. 1 surge and 1 hit, so that's 3 hits in total.
It's pretty good.
That wasn't bad.
So I have defence, so I've got to roll 3 white dice, I think it is for Stormtroopers. No, it's red dice. But I only have an offensive surge, I have no surge.
Oh my word. So
that's 3 defence saves. The red save dice are pretty good, but I think that was against the odds. Back to Shadespire 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
A week ago, whatever I was.
Many moons ago.
Okay.
So over to you.
I'm going to aim with these guys and shoot at those guys.
Which you're well within range of.
No,
it doesn't cover.
I haven't got an aim token there, and I'm going to shoot. So it's
5 white dice.
5 white dice, yes. So I'm going to aim and shoot with these Stormtroopers.
So you're pretty good on defence, but you're pretty lousy on shooting.
So it's 5 white dice. And I've aimed, so I can re-roll 2. So that's 1 surge, which converts to a hit. That's 1 hit so far. Roll 2 more.
1 hit.
Roll 2 more. I can re-roll 3 because I've got precise.
Yeah. So 2 surges.
2 surges which convert to 2 hits. So you need 2
white dice.
2 white dice.
I think I'm going to be removing 2 dead dudes in a minute, and this is this unit, isn't it? They're in trouble. Oh, 1 surge, which becomes a defence, so I only lose 1 guy.
You only lose 1 guy, excellent.
Not too bad.
So these guys have been. So
it's my go next.
You'll go.
I think I'm in range over here, so I'm going to shoot with these guys. Well, what I'm doing is I'm picking my random token, but I know it's my troopers over here. So what they're going to do is they're going to aim and shoot at your bikes over there. So again, I roll 3 dice. Or actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot and then I'm going to dodge.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a dodge token.
Good tactic.
So I'm going to shoot at your bikes and then I'm going to dodge.
Okay.
2 hits.
2 hits, nice.
Okay, so I've rolled 2 hits, but you
have cover 1, which increases my cover by 1, so I can eradicate 1 of those hits.
Yeah.
1 defence dice, which I fail. So
you take a wound?
I take a wound.
How many wounds do they have?
3.
Okay. So they have done their business. Over to you.
Back to shoot at them, so they're right. I'm going to activate this unit.
The bikes.
The bikes, yes, and they move through. They have to make a compulsory move.
So they have a minimum movement or something?
I don't know if they have a minimum movement, but they must move. It's a bit curious, that one, because I don't think you have to move the full length of the thing. So you have to move.
I guess it's to stop them dodging and then shooting, or aiming and then shooting.
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah, you can't aim and shoot. That's probably what it is.
They pretty much can only either move and dodge, or move and shoot.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to move and then aim.
No. So actually, Yeah, I'm not going to move them very far. I'm only going to move them that far, but I can't aim.
I guess the movement thing stops you from turning them on the spot.
Yeah. Right. So I'm going to take a risk because Luke hasn't got his deflect on. I'm going to try and shoot at Luke instead of the guys behind. So I roll one of each type of dice. Two sets of dice, one of each colour, and
wow.
So what
do surges do?
Surges are here. They actually have both types of surge.
Wow.
The bikes. So that's
5 hits.
5 hits.
Yowza.
On Luke.
5 dice. So 1 saved. 1 saved. So 4 wounds on him. He takes 6. So onto my turn, I'm going to activate Spuke.
Now we'll remind you have a free action, so you might actually be able to get in on melee.
I have a free action.
If it's charge.
Oh, charge. After you perform a move action, you may perform a free melee attack action.
So he could do 2 move actions and be in range. I don't know if he is or not.
So if I do
be close
to there.
Yeah, so he would be. You could do melee. Because you can do the free charge action.
Okay, might as well do that. Because I think he's considerably more choppy than he is shooting.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So, how do you resolve combat then?
So combat is basically the same as shooting, really.
So I attack you, but you don't attack me.
I think so.
So I need black dice, and I need 6 of them.
Okay, so black these.
And surges become crits.
Okay.
So first 3. 1 surge.
So that's a crit. Oh.
So 1 crit.
I can't save that, so that's another damage.
So even cover can't save crits?
No.
Okay.
No. You're not very lucky.
I'm not. I'm not lucky at anything.
Can't tell whether the game's any good because your dice just been atrocious.
Anything involves rolling dice, I generally don't do well at.
Maybe we ought to change our channel.
What we can do is we're just going to suggest what we feel would be a suitable roll.
Yeah, we can play averages. Average Shadespire and average Legion. Or we just get the average each time. That would be potentially interesting to see how that panned out.
Yeah, well, could be. Or it could be the most boring game in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's him done.
That's him done. So it's back over to me. Oh, I forgot to turn. I've got my tokens muddled up. Well, he hasn't moved. He didn't move. So apologies for that, guys. I've got my tokens muddled up there. I think I'm going to move these guys. Funny enough, the token is for them.
Shocking.
Yeah. They move 2. He's going to move up to there.
So a little firing line there.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are for moving through units actually.
I don't think there is, isn't there?
As long as,
I guess it's just...
I guess as long as these are coherent, he can plough his way through. So they've moved, and I don't actually know why I did that. I probably should have just aimed. But I'm now going to shoot at these 3 here.
Yep. 5 white dice.
1 surge, which converts to a hit. Just the 1 hit.
Just the 1. So I roll white defense dice as well, so there's likely going to be 1 guy dead. Yeah. So I'll take him off. He's not even aiming. What good are you? You're not even aiming a gun. I've only got 1 thing left, and it's going to be my Attert. Now he has a blaster rifle, but I assume you can only shoot 1 gun.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So it's range 2. So everybody's still within my range boundary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim, and I'm going to shoot. Okay, I'm going to shoot at, because I'd actually like to kill one of your models, the stormtroopers.
Okay.
So 2 black and a red dice, and I can re-roll 2 of these. So there's a hit and a surge. The surge turns into a crit.
Okay, so I can't do anything about that crit.
And then I've got 1 re-roll. A hit. Sorry?
I'm muttering away when you're rolling, and I. Yeah.
Okay, so that's.
So you've done how many hits?
3.
3. So some of them are crits, but now there's no cover running anyway, so it's actually irrelevant. That's what I was muttering about earlier.
I see. So crits you can save, but they can't be discarded because of cover.
Yeah.
I see.
So 3.
3.
Yay!
Someone.
What a great roll that was. There's a lot of very dissatisfying rolls in this game, I've noticed. Right, I'll take these 3.
Yeah, I think because, well, it's the start of games, you have a lot of low-powered troops, don't you, which are always going to be ineffectual.
And then Wheezy here, just going to go 1, 2. And that is the end of turn 2. I shall move on to turn 3. Over to you.
There we go. Right, so now we get rid of all our tokens, and then we have to pick our orders again.
Yes.
I've got standing orders.
And I've gone for ambush.
Ambush!
So I'm a bit overkill there on the ambush front.
Well, maybe I've...
I thought you would go ambush because it means you could. There's a chance you could.
I can pick one first. Anyway. It just means I can't go first.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, one thing I have thought of that I keep forgetting is a rule, and I might actually have. To receive an order, a unit must meet all of the following requirements. The unit cannot have already received an order during the current command phase. The unit must be at range 1 to 3 of the nominated commander.
So you can't
which
give them...
these guys aren't.
So you can't give them your command token.
So I screwed up there.
Ooh, that could be important.
Yeah, don't forget this guy's your command token. So you can't give...
I can't give that guy a command token. I don't know if I could have done last time either. But
no, but don't worry. I think you could because he was here.
He was here, so he was a bit closer.
I think you could. So it was quite a nice roll actually. It stops you chasing the well, I'm doing.
doing exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't do anything with those. So I've really messed up. Okay.
So you need to put one on somebody.
Yeah. I'm going to put it on these guys.
Okay.
So it's my turn first. So I did the ambush.
Yep. You had the 1 dot and I had the 4 dot.
So I'm going to aim with these chaps over here.
At these poor 2 saps over here, I guess.
2 saps over there, yes, correct. Oh, no, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
2 white dice.
2 white dice.
And you can re-roll both.
That's a good job.
Which is a good job.
One hit.
So I roll 1 white dice for defense.
Oh, saved.
Okay, so that's your activation.
That activation, yeah.
Luke's going to have a go. Hopefully he can do a little bit better this time than last time. So 6 black dice. That's a little bit better than last time. That's a crit and 2 hits. And then another 2 crits and a hit. Wow. 3 crits, 3 hits.
So I can negate 1 of the hits.
Because you're in cover.
So that's 5 hits.
So 5 in total.
5 in total. So 1 surge, which does convert to a defence.
Okay, so that's 2 so far. Ian will roll 2 dice this time.
And 2 surges.
2 saved.
So I've saved. So that's 3 damage.
So you saved 3, and I caused 3.
So that obliterates one of my bikes.
And one's got
so
2 wounds on.
2 wounds left, yeah, because you did 3 damage, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so basically it obliterates a bike and leaves this one with 2 wounds.
A little bit wonky.
Yeah, right. So it's my turn. I'm going to do... I've got these guys. I can't shoot at Luke. I could shoot at those. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to shoot at these ones.
Okay, so I do get cover there.
I do get cover, so that's 5 white dice.
And you get to re-roll 2.
So
that's 1 crit.
Got crit. Yeah, that's a hit.
And then 2 more. Another crit.
2 crits, and I can re-roll 2.
Yep.
2 crits, so you can't.
And I can't use the cover for those.
So that's 2 saves.
Curses
Required.
Oh, 2 dead.
2 dead. Oh, I haven't quite killed them. Nobody scored any victory points yet. I get victory point for wiping out a unit.
Okay, so my turn now. Yeah. I have to pick a random token. Which one I'm going to pick? That one. Oh, okay. I guess I'm going to aim and shoot.
Okay.
I'm going to aim and shoot at Darth.
Okay.
2 black and a red. And I'm going to shoot at Darth Vader. Darth Vader, aim and shoot.
Ooh.
So 1 hit, and reroll the 2 black.
Ooh,
2 more hits.
Okay.
3 hits.
3 hits. I haven't got any extra things there, so 3 hits. So it's just me thingy dice.
Just your red dice.
Did you wounded him?
I did deal wound him, yeah.
2 saves, 1 damage. So that's your turn. My turn. It's the bike. So I'm going to move the bike. And he's going to shoot at your guy.
This poorly lonely little rebel doodle.
So it's one of each type of dice.
Zip, zip, zip. Oof. A crit hit and
a hit.
Surge.
Yeah, surge is a hit.
To hit.
So it's 2 hits and a crit. The crit is meaningless. It's just three saves required.
I think I am dead.
Is it
but
white
let's roll. It's white.
Okay. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
I think I do know though.
Oh,
no,
close.
because that one doesn't count.
The surge is a defense.
Oh, it's surges.
It?
Yeah, I defended 2 of them.
Oh,
so close.
so I get a victory point
La, 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 la,
for destroying a unit.
Filthy rebel scum.
Exactly, for destroying the rebel scum. Now, in the main game, there are objectives and things. You get extra objective points and things. But I have scored one, a victory point.
Finally.
And that is my turn. So you have.
So it's going to be these guys.
Okay.
Because I've got 2
Oh, yeah, got 2 of
tokens
those
and they're
left.
both the same. So I'll discard one over here. So they're going to go. I'm going to move them back a little further.
Okay.
Because they were only about here,
Yeah,
so I can reach. And I'm going to shoot your bike, so then you'll only get 1 cover.
Yeah.
So 2 black dice.
Oh.
Well, no, the surge doesn't count.
Oh.
So 1. Don't like surges.
No, it's
you think
frustrating,
you've done
isn't it?
something
Yeah,
and then you haven't.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
So that's it. That's nothing because you've got cover 1.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I don't like surges. They
They
need to look more rubbish than the regular hit symbol because you get it and you're excited and it's nothing. Okay, well, that's them.
Okay. Well, I'm going to.
Surgeon should be a little sad face.
I'm going to aim at Skywalker
Yep.
with these guys.
You're in trouble, Skywalker. He's only got 2 wounds left.
Usually, I'm really bad at turning over my counters. It's not like that. You wouldn't have guessed that, would you?
I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked to my core.
So they don't roll those ones.
They don't roll red ones, they roll white ones.
White ones. So it's 5 white ones.
I'm only remembering that because white is
Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper colours.
Stormtrooper white. So that's 1 hit.
Oh, and 2 more.
And 2 more. Oh. There's 1 hit, and I can re-roll 2. I can re-roll 3 because it's Stormtroopers. So 1 hit, 1 crit. So the crit is meaningless. It's 2 saves required.
I'm in trouble.
Although you only did an attack, didn't you?
Yes.
So I will let you put him on dodge if you wanted to.
Oh, could I do that as well?
You could do that, yeah.
Yes, I would have done that.
Yeah.
So what does dodge mean? So
You can
deflect.
deflect, yeah.
While defending, if I spend a dodge token, I gain surge equals defend. And if it's a ranged attack, they suffer a wound for each surge rolled.
Okay, so now you want surges.
I want lots of surges. All the surges. No. But I stop 1 and I take 1 wound.
Okay.
Then that's it.
No, I've got Vader.
Oh, you got Vader.
Come on, Wheezy. You can do it. He has a charge attack too, but I don't think he moves fast enough to get anywhere near you. So he's just going to slowly plod.
Plod, 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 plod,
So you can
plod.
just move that.
Not sure where you put that in a straight line right through them.
I wanted to see whether it was. I wanted to stay within 3 of the bike, if I could. Oh,
You're not going to get 3 of them.
no, I'm actually going to move him back a bit. If that's all right with you.
Yeah. Doesn't make much odds.
No, so he can give them orders. So
that's the end of turn 3.
yeah.
And then we've got to pick our card again.
Okay. I played standing orders.
My go first then. So I think I want to go after your stormtroopers over there. I mean, I get a point if I kill him. He's just going to go, yeah.
Okay.
And he's going to hopefully go choppy choppy.
Yep.
So I need the other black one. I can do with 5 hits again, please, Luke. 5 hits would be super.
It's a good start.
Well, that's 2 hits and a stupid surge.
What does he convert his surge to?
Oh, no, that converts to a crit. That's an awesome surge.
Yeah.
And then another 2 more
crits.
So 5.
Okay.
So now you've got to roll 5 defense.
But what's your pierce?
So I've got PS2, so I can ignore wild attack and cancel up to 2 shield results.
Okay, so it really is not looking good for me.
So I'll ignore 2 of those.
2 of those.
And you've got 2 more rolls to do.
Oh
my God!
word.
You saved every single one of them.
Oh my word!
2 blokes dead. Now what happens? Could you not take the one away that's that he's in base space with, and then remove him from combat?
I don't know.
We'll find that out.
It seems a bit unreasonable to do that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you've got a big unit and you chop all the ones that are nearest to your way.
Move unit leader. Move other minis. Maintain occasion. The player places each other mini in the unit that started the melee into base contact with a mini from their opponent's unit. Opponent moves minis. Maintaining occasion. The player's opponent moves any of their minis that are not already in base contact with an enemy mini into the base contact with minis from the unit that started the melee. So basically,
so you have to move yours in.
I would go like that.
Oh, okay.
So I would still be attached, I think.
Okay, well that explains that one then. So over to you.
I think I'm going to charge with Vader to base contact there. Is that on the camera? Yep. Okay, so Vader's going to perform his free attack action.
Oh, no.
Vader rolls 6 red ones.
A red better than black.
Yes.
Oh.
So that's,
what a surge.
He doesn't have a surge though, so that's 2 hits.
2 hits.
4 hits.
4 hits. I'm not going to make any of these basically. So I've got white dice and I've got 4 of them. I don't have a surge on that one. So 1 defense, which you can ignore that one. It does about 1 roll here, so 4 wounds. So I'm going to pick one at random. Who will it be? It's these guys. So I'm going to take aim and shoot at him. So they fire black dice, 2 black dice. I can re-roll both of these if I need to. 1 hit. Surge is nothing, so I want to re-roll that one. Oh, not surge. So 1 hit and your cover stops that, so ain't no point.
Alright, I'm going to shoot back in my turn if you've finished.
Yep.
I can't aim, I have to move. So I'm going to shoot.
That's 1 of each.
He's 1 of each. 2 hits and a crit.
And crits. So crits. I just need to roll 3 dice. 3 defense. Nothing. Blip blip.
Ooh.
So my last turn, I'm going to do the attert. Okay, so I'm just going to take some shots at those 2 guys over there because I'd like to actually kill somebody, and I'm going to aim and shoot.
Okay.
So, pew, pew, pew. So it's 2 hits.
2 hits.
And then I get a
3 hits.
3 hits.
Oh, all right. Actually, they're a bit charmed by Stormtroopers.
Yes, they do appear to be, especially the ones against Luke. Hooray!
So that's 2.
Finally killed them.
2 down.
I think they're just immune to lightsabers.
Ah. So for my last turn, I'm going to try and pummel Luke.
Ew,
They roll black dice.
that's a problem for me.
3 black dice.
There's a bit of a problem.
But only, I can't aim. Can I? A unit that is engaged cannot perform range attacks, cannot be targeted, and cannot perform moves. You have to withdraw. So I guess you can aim.
Yeah, sounds like you can aim.
Because you can dodge. You can dodge.
Yeah.
So I guess the idea is, but then what would happen is if I killed him, then I couldn't then move them because I'd aim.
True. Yeah.
So I am going to aim, which means I can re-roll
2 dice.
3 dice because it's precise. Okay, well, should we play that? We will do it for now. But again, if you do know, viewers, if we've got that wrong, then let us know. If we've got it right, let us know. So I'm going to aim. So I can so I've hit once. I can re-roll 2 of them, and that's 1 critical and 1 hit.
Yep.
So the critical I think is irrelevant.
So it's 3 hits, and I roll red dice. Luke Skywalker's going to get taken out here by some stormtroopers. Yeah, he did. Splurred. So Luke are dead.
Luke are dead.
And that's the end of that turn.
Okay. Do you want to play it out to the end?
I think we're done now.
Yeah.
Because I'll roll for Vader quickly. Because
Well,
the next turn Vader's going to go first.
Well, I might not get to go because I can choose my card.
I've only got the 3.
Oh, well, I've got the push, so I will go first.
You would go first.
Yeah, so okay, so Vader rolls 6 of these.
Yeah.
3 hits.
4 hits.
4 hits.
And what does Surge do?
The Surge doesn't do anything for Vader.
So 4 hits. He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Right.
But the explosion takes him out. Yeah, there we go. That was a much faster game.
Yeah.
I know we're playing the easy cut down version. There were a few question marks that we've had there going through that hopefully people will be able to let us know about in the comments below. Yeah, I did not dislike that game.
Did not dislike it. Doesn't
dislike
high
it.
praise. Doesn't get much bigger praise.
Get better than
we
that.
rattled through it pretty quick. It's 11 o'clock. We must have started after 9 by the time we
I think we did.
got everything together.
I think so. I mean, you guys won't notice so much because I'll be cutting stuff out, but
Yeah.
I think we're probably at well under an hour and a half for that game. I'm not sure what points value this is.
I don't know. You can add it up. I think I have a lot
200.
more. I have 290 plus 88. 370 something. No, I can't add up.
I've got 295 here.
378, I think.
I've got 295 and then a little bit for, I don't know if the
There's,
laser can. Oh, 35.
Yeah.
So for 330.
Yeah, so I've got a little more.
I'm not sure how much that little more makes a difference. I mean, if I'd taken, I wouldn't get rid of the laser cannon, or else you wouldn't even bother taking the AT-ART.
No, but there are other guns you can have.
Yeah.
And that's how you build up in the game. You have points, and then you can do different cards, and you get extra abilities. Like Vader can have extra abilities, which I assume cost points.
Yes, like the lightsaber throw and stuff like that. I remember seeing something to do with that, which is sounds quite funky.
Yeah.
Well, I quite like that. I mean, it's nice and simple, especially movement. That is very simple.
I love the movement. That's the thing I like most, I think. I mean, I guess it helps that it's a very small game. It would still be, movement would still take longer if you had 8, 10, 12 units. But it is much quicker to move.
But it's easy because you just move your one guy, and then everybody just has to be within range of him. It's not like you've got to measure and move every single model. There's that streamlines things somewhat. It's not quite as simple as a hex-based or board-based game, but it's definitely the next best thing, I think.
I think so, and then it's just easier for when you're sorting out combats. Like everybody goes in base to base with everybody they can, and they fight.
Yes, there's he can't pile in here because all that kind of going on. The game could have been slightly different had I remembered some of my abilities over here.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps that I've played a couple of games, just because I knew what not to do. Although I don't know how I think definitely with because the Rebel Troopers suck. Yeah. So I definitely would do more dodging and shooting, or shooting and dodging rather than moving and shooting. I think I would more turtle, and wait for you to come to me a bit more. Yeah. Possibly on that one, and whilst some people might look at this and say, "Oh, well, it's got no strategy to it because it's too simple and it's for kids," kind of thing. It does matter to an extent because, especially with the firing arcs on the vehicles, you kind of want these guys so that your firing arc's going to cover the majority of the board. Because if you have to move them, they've got to move quite a way just to turn a little bit. Yeah. Which does beg the question of whether you've got a range 2 ruler. Whether you have to. Do you have to go all that way forward before you can turn, or can you then use a smaller ruler, that kind of thing? It makes it a little bit more, not surreal. Surreal's not the word I want. When you have to detach yourself from reality to an extent to simplify the game. Yeah. But at the same time, suspend your belief. You do have to a little bit, but I don't think that's a big problem. But it works that all games have a degree of convenience. Yes, exactly. And this one is because I think it has more convenience than some. Let's not forget we're playing with tiny little plastic men on a table, so we've already suspended our belief to an extent there anyway. I mean, I really like it. I obviously really like it because it's Star Wars. Playing in the Star Wars universe is great. But I just think it flows quite nicely. I say maybe when we have more units, it might be different. And one thing I do like, which I don't like about the Warhammer games, is these. I'm talking over myself now, but I like it to an extent. I like the idea of this. I'm waving my arms where nobody can see that. I like the idea of the synergies in Warhammer games, where you have different units and they buff each other, and you have your leader and they do extra buffs and things. I like that. Yeah, well, you've got different character models that give you bonuses to other things. But it gets hella complicated really fast. It does. And you forget stuff, or people add stuff in by mistake, and and then you've got so many interacting rules there that something's bound to clash with something, and you're going to spend at least a few points in every game going, but wait a minute, you've got a -1 on that, but I've got a +1 on that, so what? All that kind of and then you've got magic and things, and it builds up and up. The complexity builds up and up. This feels very simple. Now maybe when we add different people in, like you can get individual troopers, so the other models
with heavy weapons.
And the heavy weapons, it may be that starts to get more confusing. But it may just be it adds a couple of different dice.
Yeah, it might just be that this person rolls a red dice rather than a white dice to shoot, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And that's although the number of dice is a little bit frustrating. If you had 10 people, it would be very annoying rolling.
But only frustrating because they only give you 3 of each dice.
Yeah, I actually really like the way the dice system works. I think it's the critical. Actually, today the critical system didn't bother me. When I've been playing with my son, I got ever so confused around the criticals and kept thinking, "Oh, that critical, that's really great," but actually, it's not that great. I think he hid behind cover more, and I think that's why.
I think had I played again, I would hide behind cover more. I think
that would make less sense because that would make criticals better. So that doesn't make sense what I just said. But anyway, I can't remember. I got very frustrated with it.
Yeah.
But tonight it didn't seem to bother me.
The only thing I'm not sure on here is where the. Because had I played again, I would probably turtle. I'd sit back here and I'd wait for you. And I don't know what the impetus is for you to want to come to me. What's to stop both sides?
No, I don't know. I guess in this learning game there isn't much one other than just to learn and play the game.
True, we are playing the start set.
In the full rules, I had a quick look through. You actually get different scenario setups. So one of you don't even necessarily set up. You set up in like you might set up in this corner and that corner or whatever. The different things, and then you have different things to do. So you'd have to go and do that. In order to win the game.
I have to say I do love the command system. I think that 40k, Age of Sigmar, any GW game where it's an I go, you go system at the minute, I think could learn something from this. And again, it changes the game fundamentally because, like you say, you have all of these leader buffs and synergies that currently AOS, especially AOS, but 40k as well to a very large extent, rely upon. And if you have a I go, not I go, you go system, but if you have a I take a turn and you take a turn rather than I do all my stuff, you do all your stuff, that would fundamentally massively alter the game. Yeah. And it's probably something they're not going to be able to do really because 40k is. I mean, 40k has just had a massive overhaul. AOS had a massive overhaul the year before. Yeah. There's no chance they're going to implement something like this in that game. They have it a little bit
in the combat, don't they?
They do in the combats because you take turns with each of the units fighting to an extent, although more of the newer armies have more and more ways of circumventing that and just making all your guys attack first. Okay. So, but I do love this command idea that you can guarantee certain troops will, you'll get to choose when they activate, and other ones are a bit more random. And it's just the fact that.
And I also like the fact that, and this is the first time I got caught out by it tonight. It's the first time I played it. I was remembered the rule is that actually, if your leader gets too far away, then that really could leave. That's a really nice idea.
So and it's totally absent. Off over here.
Totally absent in Warhammer.
Yes, there's none of that at all.
Yeah,
really.
apart from that, your leader increases your abilities sometimes. It doesn't actually do anything.
Yes, normally they have a passive thing, which is if you're near me, you get some bonuses. Yeah. In the old Warhammer, of course, you would be able to use their leadership.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's about it. But in 40k and stuff now, you don't even have that, I don't think, really.
So I like that, and I also like you can either shoot or you can attack, pretty much.
Yes.
You can't do both.
Yes.
I like that. It means you've got to think a little bit about what they... And I also like the fact that actually, if you attack and you kill the person, you can then move afterwards. That's really nice because of the way
you can attack and you've got a load of guns aiming at you. You can then go and dodge afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like that too. That's nice, and I suppose that's because of the fluid dynamic of the I go you go. It's a bit more.
Which way is it? Is I go you go? I do all of my stuff, then you do all of your stuff, or is I go you go?
That's a good point. Yeah,
I'm not actually sure because it could be either. But anyway, this system of taking turns and activating, I like a lot more than 40k because you don't feel like in any of those other games where you move and shoot and do everything with your whole force in one go. It means turn one can really be soul crushing for the person who doesn't get to go first. Yeah. And I know people will chime in here with the whole, well, if you've set your forces right, if you've used your cover properly, if you've got your deep strikers or your stuff in reserve or your stuff in summoning, then you shouldn't get all that. But I think you're always going to get that to an extent, that whoever gets to go first obviously gets to put their plan into action first.
Yeah, and all that stuff you were just talking about, that almost is why I don't like 40k, because I don't like the fact that you turn up with only half your army on the board and things get come. I know it's never something I've particularly liked, that kind of deep strike and reserves and all that kind of thing. I like the sort of turn up and play much more.
Yes.
So, I mean, I would have to play bigger versions of this to see whether I would continue to want to play it. But I really enjoy it. And so the fact that it's in Star Wars universe is a bonus.
It's a bonus for you.
The
models aren't bad either. I mean, looking at them, they're certainly not.
No, the models.
I mean, they're not heroic scale. They're not ridiculous scale like GW's stuff is. No. But they're definitely. I
love the Vader model. The cloak on that Vader model is great.
Yes, they're very nice models. They're certainly not. I mean, it's because they already have a. You know, Vader's look was decided in the 70s.
Yeah, they have an aesthetic, don't they?
And they've got that aesthetic already that they can't play with. Really, you can't suddenly turn Vader into this giant 10-foot tall, towering monstrosity. But that kind of works as well because he doesn't stand out massively on the field when he's in amongst all the other guys. You know, they're all a similar size. I mean, he obviously will stand because he's going to be black against a field of white. But at the same time, size-wise, he's the same size as everyone else for the most part, and I quite like that. Yeah,
yes, me too. And the other thing I really like about this is that I've played this with my kids, and it's much easier to teach and much easier to play than 40,000.
I mean, the card still has some areas on it, looking at the stack cards, that I don't really particularly follow still. Yeah. I don't know what all the stuff down the left-hand side is.
I don't know what they are. The cards are a little bit busy for me. The movement rate is not obvious.
Yeah, because there's just these two little dashes down there.
And the surges, they are obvious, but they're like you say, it's like, I haven't got to that surge.
Because I've only just realised that the surges, there's a top one and a bottom one, and the bottom one is for defence and the top one's for attack. I've only just realised that. Because I kept seeing surge and thinking, I got surge. Oh no, that's not the right one. Right. But I could see that after only one or two games, you'd probably pick most of that up anyway.
Yeah.
So I think from the agents that gets a bit of a thumbs up.
And so hopefully we'll play some more games. Yay! I'm very excited about that.
So do let us know what you thought. Obviously this was a demo game of the demo game. So we were learning as we were playing, especially me because I've not even seen any of this before.
No, I just turned up and said, Pete, you playing this tonight? Didn't even tell anyone we were playing Shades.
I've got the board out and everything.
Put it away.
Yeah, put that filth away.
I always have to say to him when we turn up. So yeah, I definitely want to play some more games of this. We'll play another game. We'll read about how the scenario type things work, objectives, and adding extra cards in. And Pete's got a PDF of the rules now. I think I've got a PDF of the rules.
I do like the fact that there's a PDF and you can get all that online.
Yep. So I have a couple of other reservations I perhaps won't necessarily go into now. If you want to play a lot competitively, the way the game works, because you have to have these order tokens. You need to get them. You need to buy the new box, and you have to have the order token to play it with, which means they can put new cards in the boxes, which are better than the cards that exist. So
so you might buy an AT-ART.
If you buy another one of those, then you get a card. You get your token to play with it, and it'll have different cards in it, extra orders, extra things.
It's a bit pay to play.
Exactly, it's the X-Wing model, and that's what people complain about. I've never got into that because I've never played X-Wing competitively. People say you end up buying 4 ships that you don't want because you want 4 copies of the card. So they definitely still have that model here. But I think for Pete and I playing, I don't think that ever happened. No. I would never play this game competitively. I wouldn't ever play this type of game competitively.
I'm not sure I'd play any game competitively. I mean, Shadespire. We got close, almost.
We almost did. And now it's like there's too many people out there. They sound like they're a bit too good, so we probably won't bother.
Yeah, well, I don't think we'll ever do that.
Anyway, that's just a quick thing, but that's a little bit I worry about for the future. But that's nothing that's going to bother me, I don't think. So, it's definitely a thumbs up from me. I'm really looking forward to getting some more games of this. If you enjoyed this, please do give us some thumbs up and let us know. And let us know if you want to see some more of these. Hopefully you do, because I really want to play it now.
And we shall see you soon with another game of Shadespire.
Bye!